Caz Collie, welcome to Leicester Tigers. How have you been settling in so far?
Yeah, it's been really exciting. So obviously I came for a 2-week trial at Tigers. Was successful in the trial, and it's really pushing me as a player. So Premiership was always something I wanted to play in, Prem Cup as well. So it's the next step within my career. So I've settled in, love it, love the girls, love the club.
You were described in a newspaper article I read as a sporting polymath. You've competed across all codes of rugby, 7s, 15s, union, league, and also in football, where you were goalkeeper for Arsenal and Chelsea. What fuels your competitive instinct?
I think everything's a challenge. So I love a challenge. So in terms of, I just want to keep bettering myself. And if there's something there that I'll work to try and strive and achieve it. So I don't know what my next one is, but obviously rugby union at the moment, and went into the game of league, the dark side for many. But it's just pushing myself, challenging myself, and achieving and making those at home proud of me.
Can you talk us through the timeline of your sporting career thus far?
Yeah, so I was really young. I wasn't enjoying school. I went through a really tough time at school, and then looked at my options, and one of them was to go to London and play for Arsenal at their Arsenal Academy. I was successful in my trial for that, so I moved down kind of round about, so it was fourth year, so year 9 in England, and played for Arsenal Academy, where I also played for the Arsenal first team. I then made my move to university, where I was signed for Chelsea, played at Chelsea, and then unfortunately lost a bet at uni, which got me into my rugby. So the boys that I was at uni with betted me, I lost it, played varsity, enjoyed the game, but I was going to training like to Chelsea with bruises, and I was a bit battered, and they asked me to make my decision of where I wanted to go. So because I was as far as I could be in football, I thought I'll try rugby, it's a different challenge, and obviously the skills from being a goalkeeper and catching and kicking fitted in nicely with rugby as well. So that was my goal. Played union and then got into league. League suits me down to ground with the high tackles. So that was a positive. Went into league, was lucky enough to be scouted for Scotland for union. Played Scotland union for 15s and 7s. Then moved to league, played for England for league instead of Scotland. And then obviously come back and now playing union with Leicester.
Brilliant. That is quite the career. Inevitably, as you say, starting your trade as a goalkeeper, there's lots of crossover, catching, handling. But what's shone brightest, certainly in your initial few Allianz Cup matches, is that lethal long-range boot in your arsenal. Is this something you've always possessed, or something that you've honed over time?
Yeah, no, my kick's always something that's been one of my strengths. Every rugby coach has said you kick like a footballer. Which I know I do, but as they say, if it's not broken, don't change it. But yeah, I love the kicking game, and I love the high balls as well, so it's just coming from goalkeeping into rugby is the high balls and the kicking.
And certainly as well, I think, especially as a fullback, there's certain parallels between the two positions in that you're often a little more isolated, the positions come with their own unique pressures compared to many in the game. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, so in football, we always got called the weirdos. The goalkeepers were always the strange people that like to go and do something different. And I think that fits straight into rugby as well. As you said, like you're in the backfield, you're on your own. I mean, you're talking to those in front of you, but it's exactly the same as football. But I enjoy both positions. I think the difference with rugby is the fact I can score. When I never had that in football, it was always the opposite. So now it's nice being able to score and taking some of the glory as well.
Absolutely. So you've represented Scotland internationally at Rugby Union, as you touched on, typically kicked 2 penalties and a conversion on your debut. How was the experience representing Scotland?
Yeah, I loved it. It was a lot coming up from down south. So when I used to do football, again, that was coming up from down south. You're in exile, and you don't play with the girls that are playing week in and week out together. So I think the travel as well is a lot, but there's nothing better than representing your country and playing alongside the girls that are of that standard as well.
These are exciting times for Scottish rugby as well, with the dawn of the professional contracts and their success in the WXVs at the moment. How excited are you to be a woman in rugby who's Scottish?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think for me, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, but I think because I'm a teacher, I can see all those around me, and it's been that role model to the girls around me, and also to the lads and inspiring them. And that's something I really want to do. I want to show them that no matter where you are in life or what your background is, you can always achieve if you set your mind to it. And I think that's what I say to my students at the moment, because the school I'm at is quite a deprived area, so I just want to inspire those young ones just to be the next talent.
That's fantastic. How excited are you to be able to inspire that next generation in a Tigers shirt?
Oh, I love it. The kids love it as well. So they're always asking when can they come and watch. Obviously we've got our first home game. I know we played at the training ground in the cup, but we've got our first home game coming up, so that's really, really exciting. And I know a few of the kids have already asked their parents if they can come and watch. So it's, as I said, it's just showing them that anything's possible. It's hard work, and when they ask me my training schedule at school, it's telling them what I do, and they're like, well, miss, I don't have a reason for missing doing my homework if you're doing all this. So it's just showing them like hard work, determination, grit, to get where you want to be.
You played against Tigers last year in the Championship playoff semi-final, representing Old Albanians. Did you already know exactly what you'd be getting into when you signed for the club?
Do you know what? Playing for Oways, it was a great game. I really, really enjoyed it. My background with Oways, that's where I've grown up. Sarah McKenna as a coach has taught me a lot in terms of the kicking game, which has really, really helped me. But I thought if I want to make the next step, I've got to go, and I've got to try it. And yeah, I've left the girls behind from a team I love, but this is a challenge I need. For me, there's a lot more in the Prem, especially in the Prem Cup. There's been a lot more kicking, and then obviously me being under high ball, which is really challenging me as a player, which is what I wanted.
How did the move to Tigers come about?
I showed my interest in the club. Just said, I'm going to give it a go. It is far to travel after a full teaching day. I knew I could do it in terms of commitment, but I just wanted to give it this go, see where I'm at, see if I can compete at the top level, and then kind of, again, as I said at the start, make my parents proud and make my family proud.
That's brilliant. Well, I'm sure you will do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's fab.